Welcome back. We're talking about strategies to reach the top of the search engines. For those who don't know about business today, we are joined by Roger Janik, CEO of Server-Side Design, based here in Houston, Texas, who specializes in search engine optimization and pay-per-click. Roger, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Johanna, and thank you, Rollis, for having me today. Appreciate it.
So, Roger, if you would explain to us what SEO is, search engine optimization.
Sure. Search engine optimization, it's the process of optimizing your website to get it basically to the top of the search engines, to get that high visibility on the search engines, like page 1 of Google, Yahoo, Bing, the major search engines. So there's a whole process involved in how to do that and how to optimize it and get it up there.
And do you see businesses using search engine optimization more so now than maybe your typical print marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a major kind of economic shift in the market for SEO and the need for SEO. A lot of businesses are doing just that. They're starting to shift some of their allocated budget and dollars from traditional advertising, such as radio, TV, print, and then they are putting it into efforts such as web marketing with search engine optimization and pay-per-click advertising and the whole social media boom with social media marketing and local business place ads like local map listings as well. All of that's really hot, and it's only gained momentum over the years, especially in the last 10 years it started, but in the last 5 years it's really taken off, and it's gaining momentum every year for sure.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Just curious, what do you think has been the catalyst for that change? Why it's kind of leaning more towards online?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the economy itself. And budgets are tighter. Businesses have shut down. Every penny counts. So with that said, people want to get the best return on investment they can possibly get. Okay. Now, not saying they can't get that from traditional advertising and marketing. They certainly can. But where the web marketing comes into play and the benefits of that is that it's actually a lot more measurable than your traditional advertising and marketing. You can look at all the analytics and all the metrics. You can see exactly where every penny of your dollar is going if you're measuring it correctly, and if you're doing it correctly, you can do that. So that's kind of one of the catalysts for change there. That people are, and a lot of times you can spend a lot less money than you're spending in traditional advertising and marketing as well. So less money, more measurable. So there's a lot of benefits to it. So I think that's one of the major influencers there.
So if I was, I owned a business and I was starting out and I wanted to do search engine optimization, what would be my first step in doing that online marketing? Well,
there's a couple ways you can do it. Obviously, you could learn how to do it yourself and train internal staff to do it. There's a lot involved. There'd be a lot of training involved, lots of books to read. It's something you can't really just pick up overnight. So that's the one way you could do it to get started. And if you were going to do it in-house and have your internal staff do it, you would probably need to bring in a consultant at least for a couple months just to train the staff on how to do that and even to hire staff. The other option would be obviously to hire a firm to handle all of those needs for you. That's what our firm, Server-Side Design, does. Specifically, we do search engine optimization and we do pay-per-click advertising. But that's the quick way to do it because for instance, our company, we have a whole team, writers and bloggers and people that do press releases and web developers and web designers, and you'll have a dedicated project manager and all those things. So that's kind of the best way to get started.
And I've heard a lot of people talk about how when you're doing search engine optimization for their business and they're looking at online marketing, they talk about keyword phrases. They're going after keyword phrases. Is that the only thing that they need to do, or are there other aspects to search engine optimization that really will build up their campaign online?
Well, certainly the keyword phrase portion of it is extremely important. Mm-hmm. When you're talking about search engine optimization, the entire campaign is teetering on those keyword phrases that you want to go after. So if it's Houston SEO firm or Houston SEO company, those are the keyword phrases. Those are the keywords that my company would push and promote. Okay, so when someone types that in, your web page would pop at the top of Google or Yahoo or Bing for those phrases. So it all has to start with the right keyword selection. Okay, and once you identify those keywords, yes, there's a lot that goes into it in order to promote the website and get it pushed up for those keyword phrases.
So I can't just choose a phrase and throw it on my
Right.
website and hope that it'll work.
Right. No. Now, the quickest way to do that, if you want to just choose a phrase and then instantly, like overnight, start showing up, that would be pay-per-click advertising, and that's a different arena. You know, I mean, that's another side of our business. But for search engine optimization, it doesn't happen that quickly. There's what's called on-site marketing and off-site marketing, and both of those have to go hand in hand. So on-site marketing is posting frequent news. Articles, blogs, things like that to your website on a frequent basis, daily or weekly. The search engines look for that and they reward you for that. That's on-site marketing. Then off-site marketing, the same kind of thing. You can distribute press releases and articles, post blogs, and do what's called link building, where other websites are linking to your website. There's a lot that goes into that. But if you're doing a healthy balance of on-site and off-site marketing, then you can have a successful SEO campaign. Okay, and that's the huge benefit of either having a big internal staff to handle that or hiring an outside firm to come in and do that. You got to have the resources in place because there's a lot. It's very time consuming.
It sounds like a lot.
Yeah. Just curious, if you're just starting out with your website, kind of on a shoestring, what are some things that you've seen as kind of a pitfall that they've fallen into in terms of not setting it up correctly? What's a common thing you see?
Well, you know, a lot of business owners, you know, they don't know much about search engine optimization. They may try to wing it, or on a shoestring if they have a shoestring budget. You know, that's a difficult situation. If you don't have the healthy budget to hire the right kind of firm for that, then a lot of times you'll do it on yourself, and then there's mistakes that can happen along the way. Not choosing the correct keyword phrases. You may choose some national keyword phrases that are really high in competition, and you think you can show up on page 1 in a month or two. In reality, it may take a year or two, and if you knew more about it, if you were educated more on it, or if you'd talked to a consultant, we could have, you know, told you those things like, no, this is high competition. It may take you a year to 2 years. This is what you need to do differently. So there's a lot of little things like that that you gotta look out for. So
okay, what's this meta thing? What is that? I've heard the term meta. What is that about?
Yeah, it's actually meta tags. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, so it's very important in the structure. It's kind of behind the scenes on the code of your web pages. So you're putting identifiers in there for the search engines to look for. So you would actually list keyword phrase in what's called the meta keyword tag or the meta description tag. And you would sprinkle your keywords in these tags so the search engines will look for that and they know what your page is about. They know what's the relevant material about. What's the authority subject here. And then if it's on that certain keyword phrase and they look for it in the body of the copy and that all matches up, then that's when you can, you know, also start to show up on the search engines. So it's also very important component. The most important component is the title tag actually on the page, and then below that would be the meta tags. So
that is, I mean, I'm sure you could go all day about how we should do a search engine optimization campaign, and it's great stuff. And I'd like for us to continue this conversation on our Facebook page as well as our website at maxyourbusinesstv.com. Make sure that you join us there and see some more insights on search engine optimization as well as pay-per-click. Thank you, Roger, for being on the show. We really appreciate it.
thanks for having me.
When we come back, we will learn from a business owner who has grown their business significantly through the use of paid listings on the search engines. We'll find out just how he did that coming up next. Stay tuned.